I'm pleased to announce today that Ontario is committing up to $71 million to the Eastern Ontario Regional Network, known as EORN, to undertake a project to improve connectivity in this region. I'm happy to say the EORN project will virtually eliminate every single cellular dead zone in Eastern Ontario. This investment represents Ontario's share of this cellular project. It's a $213 million initiative that relies on a partnership between all levels of government and the private sector. The federal government hasn't yet announced their support for the project, but we're hopeful and confident that they will very soon. I know improving cell service in Eastern Ontario is a top priority. An estimated 10% of rural Eastern Ontario is a cell dead zone. That means no connection. It means if you break down on the side of the road, if you see something that makes you nervous, if you use a smartphone to access the internet, you're out of luck.
You know, when I crisscross this riding, from farmers to businesses to people, they've all said, we've got to address the gaps in our cellular mobile coverage. We've got to ensure that we have high-speed internet access. It's critical to the success of this area. In a digital world, being disconnected means being disadvantaged. We know, you all know, that there are significant areas of Eastern Ontario that lack access to basic cellular and internet coverage, from homes to businesses to roadways. Without broadband and cellular connectivity, we pose a real risk to the economic well-being and the success of these areas. These dead zones are a threat to regional economic growth and to our personal safety.
We all know examples where people are put in dangerous positions because of dropped calls or lost connections during emergencies. Being disconnected is also a disadvantage for households and businesses in rural communities. Connectivity is important for anyone who lives, works, or travels in this region. The connectivity challenge in rural areas is one of terrain as well as economics. Building broadband and cellular infrastructure networks is expensive, and in some places it's nearly impossible due to the landscape. Often, it just doesn't make sense for private carriers from a financial perspective to build the infrastructure needed to handle growing demands for mobile broadband activity. This means that rural consumers using their mobile phones to access the internet can face significant data overage fees. In our budget released last month, we committed $315 million over 5 years, specifically for broadband and cellular initiatives like EORN. We're putting the people first, and people are the reason why we're in government. Better connections mean students can do their homework or take an online course. Better connections mean families can stay in touch through email, text, or video chat at home or on the go. Better connections mean access to government services, from online registrations to healthcare updates. And it means all businesses of all sizes can truly benefit from the promise of digital opportunities.
But certainly one of the most important reasons that I think everyday people associate with is emergency situations. I know personally of situations where people were in dire straits. In one case, a tree had fallen on a young lad and they couldn't get cell service. And we have no idea what that would have changed had we been able to get medical help right away. So it's all those kinds of reasons. The EOWC and EORN are so very, very thankful that somebody listened. And that somebody is the province of Ontario, and the federal government, and the private sector, as well as all the counties and the townships that make up Eastern Ontario. One of the sayings I like to use in every speech is, we're all in this together, and we better get used to that. We've got to look after ourselves.
Improving mobile broadband access will enhance economic opportunity and quality of life across the region, particularly for small and rural communities. With a significant rural agricultural population, Northumberland County Council has actively supported the EORN mandate from the very beginning. We recognize that connectivity is a key cornerstone for the effective, sustainable delivery of the programs and services that foster a strong and vibrant community. Everything from manufacturing and tourism attraction efforts to online payments and permit applications. In this digital age, our residents, business, and visitors rightly expect this type of access. The eORN initiative has made such access possible for many, and there is more work still to be done, as Jay said. Some areas of our community continue to experience gaps in cellular and internet connectivity. The same beautiful rolling hills of Northumberland that set our community apart also create challenges for broadband service delivery.
We need a commitment from the federal government, but as I've said, I work very closely with Liberal Minister Champagne on infrastructure delivery in Ontario. He has said that Ontario's priorities are their priorities, so I'm hoping that within the next couple of weeks the federal government will sign on and we can get shovels in the ground as quickly as possible.
Are you looking for matching funds from the federal government for a project of this magnitude?
Yeah, the total cost, as I said, is $213 million. Ontario's contributing $71 million. We're calling on the federal government to contribute that amount as well. I know the municipal leaders right across Eastern Ontario has been working for a couple of years on this plan. All MPs and all MPPs in the region know the importance of this project. We just need the federal government to sign on as quickly as possible. Let's get shovels in the ground as soon as we can.
When do we start seeing action?
You'll start seeing action this summer. We're going to get shovels in the ground. I've been meeting with our local providers on the broadband file as well. This is a government that in less than a year has opened up 2 streams for infrastructure, rural and northern, public transit. We've brought record investments into this community. And now for cellular and mobile broadband, we're bringing that into this community too. So it's a government that's acting in less than a year, as I said, shovels in the ground, and I couldn't be prouder. I mean, 2 of the 3 players are at the table now, so we're going to wait for the feds, and then we're in this together, and we're going to move forward and get access and ensure connectivity in Northumberland.